As the petition filed by 6 women organizations led by the Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA Kenya chapter, challenging the gender mix amongst the 5 Supreme Court judges, arguing that by appointing only one woman, the selection process was unconstitutional, as it failed to observe the threshold that either gender should not take up more than 2/3 of the positions, awaits hearing on the 27th of this month. Opinion on the implications of High Court Judge Lady Justice Jean Gasheshe remains sharply divided, with the main question being, does the country already have in place a Supreme Court following the appointment of the 5 by the appointing authority President Mwai Kibaki?
As we stand now, we do have a Supreme Court. The only order that affects them is that they cannot take the oath of office.
There is no way a state officer can assume office before taking the oath.
Another bone of contention is whether or not the High Court can determine a matter touching on the Supreme Court, which is the superior most court on the land.
The High Court has the mandate under the Constitution to deal with all cases of constitutional interpretation.
There is a crisis in which we have to determine whether the High Court should, at this juncture, be the right forum.
According to lawyer Charles Kanjama, what the women organizations are questioning is the validity of the appointments, and this raises another question. Is there need for the formation of a tribunal to remove any of the judges?
The president cannot revoke the appointment. It's already now way above him. He can only go through a tribunal.
The court can hold that the whole process is null and void. We lawyers would add ab initio, which means from the very beginning. That would mean that the process has to begin afresh.
The argument that the women organizations are putting forward is that 1/3 of 5 is 1.67, which when rounded off comes to 2. Hence, there should have been 2 women out of the 5 and not 1, as was the end result after the selection process conducted by the Judicial Service Commission. However, the response from the JSC has been the Supreme Court includes even the CJ and her deputy for a bench of 7 judges, in which case 1/3 of that figure will be 2.3, which then rounded off would amount to 2, thereby meeting the constitutional requirement. Thairu, Citizen Weekend, Nairobi.